You're good. Loud and clear.
Balls on my mothballs.
We set up a time to meet prior to when we start. When you show up 3 minutes before you start,
I was here. I was trying to get this thing situated. It sucks.
Hey guys. I show up typically an hour before the show.
Yeah, tell the people why their time is invaluable. And just like that, you've stumbled upon the most downloaded HVAC entertainment podcast in the world. Welcome to the HVAC Overtime show, everybody. Check out my badass shirt, Eternia 1985. Or I don't know what date that is. Fucking something 83, I don't know.
You have the power, don't you?
But it's badass.
nice.
Like me some He-Man. You know, He-Man was like extremely like weird. If you really look at it as an adult and you watch that cartoon, it's like it's kind of weird, bro.
I've tried, since I'm in this whole midlife like crisis nostalgic time in my life.
Yeah.
I've tried to go back and watch a lot of those cartoons from my childhood. Like some of them still hit pretty good, but some of them are just like straight trash. Like they're so stupid. I'm like, you just got to be like on the spectrum to enjoy these as a kid, and then you grow up and you're like, wow, like you're just dumb. They're just so dumb. But like Garfield and Friends, dude, I watch that now, and that show is legit, like off the chain.
Two questions. Did you watch Thundercats?
A little bit.
I watched a little bit of it.
What about Silverhawks?
No.
No.
Nah, I was a G.I.
Like,
Joe.
Just got this in the mail recently. Wow.
Bill, your mic was like clicking in and out again, dude.
Really? Like consistently, or just when I talk?
You know, you keep talking about ordering this part, but you know, like if you order something from Amazon, sometimes it shows up your house the same day.
So here's the story, right?
Yeah.
About a year ago, I was talking to Bill.
While you're telling the story, I could hook this up right now.
Probably could. About a year ago,
I'm gonna try.
Bill was saying that his mic wasn't working, so I'm like, bro, I got you. I sent him the first gen Rodecaster mixing board thing. I sent him a Rode Procaster mic, which is like a stupid expensive mic, cables, everything, and it's been sitting at his house for over a year, and he's complaining like his audio's not
and he's using a secondhand Walmart mic that he bought at the
Not secondhand, it's firsthand.
Dude, that mic is extremely expensive. It's just been
sitting there. I don't even understand how this works.
Stick it in the hole, bro.
What end goes in my butt?
Oh man.
Right,
so
you
what
guys talk amongst yourself? I'm legit gonna try to set this up live on. I mean, who doesn't do this in a podcast? Like,
wait until he realizes there's like sound pads with like those stupid audio sounds in there. He's just gonna be pushing that shit all the time.
Oh,
is that what the big buttons are for?
Yes, you can program those big buttons to do anything you want.
Sweet.
Yes.
Hey, Ray.
So, last week, I went to. Did we have a show last week?
I don't think we did. I didn't have a live stream. I know I haven't had a live stream for a while.
I was at my first NCI Trainers Week. So that was something different, you know.
That's where you're training each other or whatever.
Everyone does like a presentation for each other, and it's like a group bonding thing. Everyone holds hands.
Kumbaya.
Were you guys? Is this that one where everybody's in tents and they sleep down by the river, and then that's a different one?
No, but
Is this the one where like they have a band and they all play, but they're all HVAC techs too?
no, that's summer camp.
That's a different one too.
Yellow.
But, we did. They fed us really well. One night they're like, we're gonna go to a pizza place, and like we were walking into the pizza place, and I looked at one of the other guys. I'm like, I might order a salad. Like I'm from Chicago, and I'm in Tennessee ordering pizza. Come on, are you kidding?
Dude,
yeah,
I've been making the salad decisions a lot more lately. Like when I go places, I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't eat that.
Like tossing them or eating them?
No. Trick question.
Little from column A, little from column B.
Sting.
Freaking Bill could just come out of nowhere.
As he's putting this stuff together, he slides across the room in his chair.
It must be so hard to work with this guy because he's freaking like fixing shit and then he's dropping these puns the whole time while he's expecting you to be doing your job too. Like,
man, this isn't intuitive at all.
oh, wait till he has to figure out how to like set the audio source on the stream.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like it can't be just plug and play.
Hour doing that, bro.
It can't be just plug and play.
Keep going at it.
Just keep going.
I can't give up now.
Close enough, Hammertown. Close enough.
Hammertown.
So yeah, it was pretty cool. I saw the new NCI headquarters. You know, it was cool. I'm actually going back this upcoming week. I'm going to build a couple of portable trainer units for there's the conference coming up, NCI Summit. If you guys have an opportunity to show, it should be pretty cool. It's like a 3-day thing in Asheville, North Carolina, coming up in September. So
that would be cool.
Damn, I told my wife about this and I was like, I can't go because my dad's gonna be out of town. And she's like, she was trying to convince me to go, and I'm like, I fucking can't go. Like, there's not gonna be anybody here to run the business. And but if I told her it was in North Carolina because her brother lives in North Carolina, she'd be like, freaking, well, I'm going. She'd go.
Well, let her come. I mean,
we need an excuse to go.
Joe's still thinking about coming, so we could pretend she's you.
There we go. Just put her in a hat.
Yeah.
She'll wear her HVACR wife t-shirt. And then
how long the drive is from here?
From there?
I gotta drive. Are you on the do not fly list now too that we didn't know about?
I just want to feel like driving.
You feel like driving?
Yeah.
Let's guess what kind of car Joe drives. I say right if he had his choice, a rental car.
Yeah.
I think he would pick a convertible Miata.
What? You're such a banana. Oh, you're a banana.
He'd be like driving like McGruber, right? And just totally having a blast. 100%.
Hamilton with a Kia.
Hey,
Camry, Hughesman.
Bill, you that was coming pretty easy. I think you were used to doing that, swinging things around like that.
Yep. Oh,
Frontier. Okay.
The old helicopter.
Seriously, guys, if you have not already, go rent the Twisters movie. It is so freaking good. I've already watched it 2 times. It's freaking awesome, man. And if you guys like the first Twister movie, which was amazing, I love the first one though for all the mistakes in the movie because there's so many like editing mistakes. I only caught 1 or 2 editing mistakes in the new Twisters movie. But you guys go see it for sure. Rent it or whatever. I rented it.
Joe would pick an Escalade, and he'd wear a big fat gold chain too.
And play that music when I arrive. The you know that you know that music.
Oh, your theme song?
Yeah, theme song. Yeah.
Chipmunk wants to know why we do this live stream at 2 a.m. Because America. That's why.
Yeah.
America.
Chipmunk's from overseas somewhere, right?
Yeah, he's from UK.
Where's Clive? We should bring him in here.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Clive.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Anyways. Yeah, what have you guys been up to?
Dude, I've been for these last couple weeks, I've been following behind another service company that's kind of invading my territory. And it's been kind of annoying.
The big one.
They've been doing maintenances in my restaurants, and it's ridiculous. It's exhausting. I'm almost embarrassed at how many emails I've had to send because the facilities director has asked me to send emails of their work and how well they're doing. It's so freaking annoying.
Do you send pictures?
Yep, pictures all the time, dude. I'm like, seriously, I can't tell you how many restaurants I've gone to that they've done rooftop maintenances and the filters are the wrong size. Like, and I'm talking 2-inch air gaps, filters sucked up against evaporators. them trying to duct tape them together. Like they're literally just hiring apprentices and putting them out there and letting them do this work. It's freaking ridiculous. It's embarrassing.
Duct tape them?
Yes.
Quack, quack.
It's been freaking ridiculous, dude. So
I can see taping in some circumstances.
well, no. I'm not saying that taping a filter. No,
Just
it's
duct
like
tape,
to get
yeah.
good. No, but they're trying to make a filter work with duct tape.
Oh.
Like the filter's too small, they're too big, or they cut a filter, right? This is the one that blew my mind. They had a full size, like let's just say 18 by 24 filter, right? And they cut another filter to try to fill the gap in this AC. They cut more than half the filter off, and it was still too short. Like they're that dumb that they can't even cut a like if they're gonna do some hack work like that, like they can't even do
Are
it.
they
right.
using Merv 8s or just curious?
I don't know. Honestly, in the commercial side, most of the stuff that we
cares?
get is Merv 8, Merv 10.
Check.
You're not gonna put anything
Nothing.
bigger than that.
It's
Nothing.
funny when I hear people.
Can you hear me?
We want better.
Yeah.
What does this button do?
Don't do that. No.
Oh, no way. He literally got
How
this
does that
working.
work? Wow, Captain Donkey Dick's in the house.
Wow.
Hold
Yes,
on, let me
it's
turn it
working.
down over here.
Yeah.
Can you hear me way back here?
Yeah.
Son of
All
a
right,
bitch.
so push the little the light buttons,
Which ones?
the on the pads, the sound pads.
The numbered buttons?
Is there a bunch lit up? The sound pads? Yeah.
Not the numbered ones. The
He
8
has the original though. You got to remember the original.
the 8 colored ones on the right.
Yeah. You
You
there?
got turn up the volume knob next to it, or the volume slider.
It came loaded with my music.
Oh, he have a little piece of Christmas.
You guys, I don't hear nothing. You guys hear something?
Oh, we totally hear it,
Yes.
bro.
Oh, that's gay. Why don't I hear it?
No.
I can tell it's
freaking intro.
I can tell it's playing something. Oh, dude, this is gonna be so awesome. I can't wait to do my own Chris Stevens live streams.
Hey, Bill.
Oh, this one's got nothing on it, I don't think.
Bill.
Why
Hey,
can't I hear it though?
can you hear me? There's
I
Bill.
hear you.
No,
There's
I can tell you how.
5 knobs on the top. All right, the
Mhm.
one all the way on the right. Turn that one up a little bit, and then play with number 1. Oh shit! I just
He
spilled.
plays with his number 1, all right.
You guys hear that?
Okay, Bill. What are the other knobs? Not the ones with numbers. There's another knob on there, right below those or something, isn't there?
There's a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Don't go too far down. You get a small knob. Anywho,
Anyways,
You know all about small knobs, don't you, Joe?
yeah.
yeah.
I don't remember. Bill will figure it out. He'll start playing with things. I can't believe he has all my freaking audio. I thought I deleted everything from that thing. Oh crap!
I
Neato.
found this book. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. How do I sound? Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
Yes.
How about back here?
No,
No?
we have to adjust your gain to get that.
How about right now?
It's
Good.
fine. Just eat the mic,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're good right there.
Yeah? Still
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
Perfect.
You're like a real radio show host now.
Dude,
They
you-
both
literally, I
sound good.
might have just like gave him the tools to start his new career of the voice acting stuff.
That would be super cool.
Yes.
Welcome to WAW.
It's literally
101
got all
The
my
Fox.
settings in it too. Like it already has
Up
my game
next,
settings.
we got the news with Chris Stefanovich
That's
in
funny.
Slow Mo Joe.
Slow mo.
Told you, dude. This is like the best thing ever.
This is pretty cool. Why didn't I use this a year ago?
I don't know.
That was dumb.
It's nice to know there's other HVAC owners with OCD as bad as mine. Question: if EPA is so worried about refrigeration leaks, why not try making coils better?
Okay, so here's some things you have to
Hey,
understand
Luke.
is that this industry and our economy is driven from money. So money has a lot to do with a lot of the changes and regulations.
Another thing, as far as coils go, is the government is still pushing to up the efficiency and everything. In
Yep.
order to increase heat transfer, you need to make the coil
Bigger.
tubing as
Thinner. Yeah.
thinner, as
And
thin as
thinner.
possible. And then another issue that happens is, which I learned this from Ty, if you don't pull a good vacuum and you have moisture in the system, you produce acid. Acid in the system eats away the
Mhm.
top
Hopper,
walls,
yeah.
you have leaks. Boom.
Yep.
Boom.
100%.
Yeah.
And another thing though, too, on the flip side, I'm not saying that the manufacturers don't have some blame in this, but it's not their intentions to throw all this energy efficiency crap. And I believe in the energy efficiency stuff, but it's not the manufacturer's choice to just throw that into their equipment, because they were making more money off their old stuff, constantly selling it. Like, they're being pushed to have to adapt to these regulations too.
Oh yeah,
it's all happening way too fast, and they can't get good quality suppliers in time. Nobody can catch up. It's just taking forever.
Retooling the factory
for an A2L that's going to be outlawed in how many years? Like, literally, I don't think they have more than 10 years with these new A2Ls before those are phased out too. So they're retooling for all this crap, and then they're going to have to do it again. So that's why, in my opinion, the manufacturer's prices keep going up, because they're being hosed on this. Like, they have to spend so much money to be able to sell just for this short period of time.
Yeah.
It's a mess altogether, but whatever. It's not much we can do about it.
I understand the coils, but how about the cabinets? They're even making those thinner and cheaper though as well, right?
I mean, even with my Infinity system, you know how disappointed I was with how airtight that thing was? As much money as that cost for that air handler. Like, and it's funny, I made a short about it, and people are like, you're bitching about 5 CFMs. And I'm like, it's not that, it's the principle, it's the point, Like,
Chris walked up to the guy at the carrier booth at HR, and he's like, listen, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? I'm Chris Stefanovich, and I have a YouTube channel, and I just put it in your system in my house, and I'm not happy with it. And the guy's okay. And
Adam got about 90% of that right.
But
I did kind of flex a little bit. I was just like, trust me, man, you're gonna want to freaking. All I wanted was some answered questions. That's it.
He did not care less. He's like, he just wanted to stop talking to you.
Yeah, he was not interested. So whatever.
A lot of people are saying this. Let's just go back to the R22 and admit that new refrigerants are just a scam for manufacturers to make more
I don't
money.
think they're a scam. No.
Yeah,
that's government crap, dude. I mean, I'm not saying this stuff's fake. Like, there's logic, in my opinion, in the fact that we need to get to safer refrigerants. I believe in that. I just feel like we're going about the transition a little bit too fast.
Well, the reason why they're doing it is there's like some freaking Paris something agreement that's to be, we're supposed to half our carbon footprint or something like that.
Yeah.
By like 2030. Or I'm probably getting all of this wrong. I think I got like 3% of it right, but something like that. I know 2030 is the date.
Yeah. It's just, whatever. But it is kind of silly though. Some of the stuff. We kind of talked about this. So
perfect.
We were talking about Tim DeStasio earlier and how he started doing that format where he's like stitching into other people's videos. And I think that's hilarious. Like, when I first saw that though, I was like, oh, whoa, this could go bad really quick. But it's hilarious what he does on this.
The funny thing is, I've been trying to get these three to do that on this show for like 2 years. For like 2 years. They're like, no, we can't do that. It's disrespectful.
Yeah.
People won't like us if we do that. I'm like, what?
We can't be disrespectful to people.
But I've even told Tim, I've messaged him a few times, like some of the things that he does, even Ty's been doing some pretty aggressive things too. And I'm like, bro, that was savage. Like, that was awesome. Sometimes the way both of those guys are saying stuff. Would I hire someone that lives in Compton? I don't know, man. That's a bit far from my area. So I'm looking for someone in the Inland Empire.
All right, let's rock and roll. I got my shit set up.
Okay, so should I do the intro music again, or what are we going to do here?
No, let's just skip that. That's boring anyway.
All right, Bill's here. Hey, Bill, how was your week?
Hey, let's talk about Siemens. All right.
Oh, God damn it. Let me see if I can.
You got that?
Your mic sounds so good.
That's awesome. My headphones could probably use
give you some other things.
Improvement.
We'll tweak that a little bit more because some of the settings, you have a deeper voice than me, so you need to change some things.
Sweet.
Let me see if I can find these pictures.
I can make some.
You know what? I came up with an idea earlier, you guys, when you guys weren't here, just me and Bill were talking. I have this idea of playing Messenger Roulette where I just start scrolling through the video and picture files in our private chat live on the show.
Don't do that.
I mean, that's not a terrible idea. It is a terrible idea, actually. It's a very bad idea.
What brought it up was, in order to show these pictures right now, I have to get into our Messenger chat. So I'm sharing from there, and I go, dude, I should just start clicking over.
See, you know how many times we send pictures of like the bottom half of our legs as we're taking craps, and we're like, "What are you guys doing?"
Yeah, 100%.
We don't need the audience seeing that.
Present. Share
So
screen.
once we get this picture up on the screen here, boom, boom, right there. So the Siemens Climactics economizer. Stupid name, stupid product, very, very stupid. Me and Chris have been talking about this, I think, like all week, haven't we, Chris? Or
Pretty much.
at least I've been bothering you with questions about it, at the very least.
Yeah.
So
why is it wet? First off,
I mean, why wouldn't it be wet?
It's raining.
That's what.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys work in the rain? Like, we shut down because you can get electrocuted by lightning.
Dude. My bones are made of wood. I ain't getting electrocuted.
No. Okay, so yeah, this Siemens climactic, whatever thing you want to call it.
Yeah. So let me ramble on here for a second and kind of give the context of the rare problem I had this week.
Okay.
So we installed this rooftop unit, a Ream rooftop unit, which there's also something funky about that we'll discuss in a minute. But in this Ream, it came with this stupid economizer that came with this stupid controller.
Yeah.
And first off, like, I don't know how many of you guys listening or watching have ever installed one of these, but I mean, the economizer itself, I mean, it's a pretty simple concept. You slap together, put some bolts in there and whatever, some self-tappers and drillies and blah, blah, blah. The very first thing, though, there's a package, like paper notebook size package, right? And on that, there's two big stickers that says install this first. And it's a jumper wire. And apparently, from the literature, you're supposed to run that to the controller through the unit, and then you're supposed to remove pins out of the 12-pin Molex plug. It doesn't really say which one, but out of the 12-pin Molex plug, only if your unit was manufactured before October 23rd, 2023. Okay. So in a roundabout way, I figured out that this unit didn't need that. It already has the wiring put in place, so I skipped that step. But, I mean, it was very confusing just reading through that literature for 25 minutes, making sense of it. And so anyway, we got everything put together, got it all installed, and turned it on. And this is the only second one I've ever seen. So I didn't really know how to set it up. It does have a Wi-Fi stick, which Chris has an amazing video that shows you how to actually use the Wi-Fi stick, but I didn't have a Wi-Fi stick. So I was trying.
Let me interject real quick. Even with the Wi-Fi stick, it makes it about 10% easier. Even the app within, once you get the Wi-Fi stick connected and everything, is really dumb and not
still stupid.
It's still stupid, but it's better than programming on the damn display.
Like, it's so non-intuitive at all. Like, it boggles my mind. Like, once at this point, I've talked to tech support so much, I kind of understand some of the parameters, and like now their little initials make a little bit of sense. But like, you can't just fumble fuck your way through this and figure it out. Like, maybe some of you guys could, but I definitely couldn't. I struggled with this and struggled with it, and we kind of had it set up the first day, and we thought it was working, but it wasn't set up properly, we'll say. So what had happened was one of the other guys showed up, one of my other technicians, not my technicians, but one of my coworkers. He showed up with his fancy little Wi-Fi stick, and he apparently he's touched one or two of these himself. So he tried to set it up with a Wi-Fi stick because I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing. So he put his Wi-Fi stick in there, did some stuff, bing, bang, boom, and he comes around the corner as I was finishing up some stuff on the other side, and he says, it's locked up. Controller's locked up. It's bad. At that time, I was like, all right, dude, it's 4:30 and we're at a bank that had closed basically. And we're like, we got to leave. We can't be here any longer to fuck with this thing. So I left thinking that we had a bad controller. It was locked out on the screen. It doesn't show it in this picture, but there's a welcome screen that literally just says welcome. And it was locked in that screen. The buttons were unresponsive. So I came back the next day.
It's because it's wet.
And I mean, they're basically waterproof. Came back the next day, and I eventually found the right department at Siemens to talk to, building technologies. Talked to this super cool guy named Terry, kind of effeminate, but super cool guy. And
wait 1 sec. I will show a video when Bill's done talking, and it'll say the Wi-Fi password.
Oh yeah, perfect. You're gonna show that video, Chris?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Tell me something. Does this thing, sorry to cut you off, but did you have to do any sensors? Like, what sensors is this? Like,
oh yeah, good question, Joe. So there's an enthalpy sensor that you can use indoor or outdoor. We put it outdoor because that just makes the most sense. And that just comes with it. And then there's also a mixed air temperature sensor on the inside.
Yep.
So I come back the next day because it's still unresponsive. It's still locked out. Won't do anything for us. Get a hold of tech support, and they say, we've never seen this problem before where it locks out. Only they've seen it before when you're trying to connect with the Wi-Fi stick, it'll lock up, but they've never seen it stick currently in place and it's locked up and you can't use the buttons for anything. So he sent me a file, a big file, and said I had to format a USB drive, do all this stuff, put the file in there, come back and upload it, and blah blah blah. So I came back today actually with the USB drive, put it in there, did all the things he told me to do. I got it to reboot, it reset, and I was able to go through the parameters. And I went through, and at this point in time, I'd fucked with it long enough that I had a better understanding of the parameters and what I needed to do for my zone, my enthalpy zone, which is zone 5, which I'm not even going to try to explain that because it's stupid. But once I got to that point, I got it all unlocked, got it running, parameters set up, best to my knowledge. I called the building controls guy, and I was like, put it in call for cooling. Puts it in call for cooling. It goes into Y1 cooling, which is economizer. And since it doesn't hit the set point very fast, it eventually kicks into Y2, stage 2 cooling, which is my mechanical cooling. So that kicks on. I'm running full mechanical cooling, but I noticed my economizer is wide open. So I'm like, yeah, I kind of fuck around a little bit, but I know that I don't know enough about these to fuck around too much with them. So I call tech support, get that dude back on the phone, and he's like, you know what? I've seen this problem 3 times. You're the 3rd person. And apparently what happens is on that enthalpy sensor, it's a QR9530 enthalpy sensor. It's capable of reading humidity, of course, right? But whatever reason, when they send 24 volts to this sensor, it throws the temperature off. I don't know if I think it's the dry bulb temperature that it throws off. So he told me to remove the 24 volts from it, and it would go back to reading just dry bulb. So he had me cut the 24 volts to it. It went back to reading dry bulb, but it was like 7 degrees off of actual ambient air temperature. So then you have to go in there and adjust the offset, which is only 2.5. That's the only amount of offset they give you. So then I'm still roughly 5 degrees off. So I lower my my free cooling set point temperature about 5 degrees lower than what it normally would be to kind of get that offset, you know. And then finally, about lunchtime today, I finally got this economizer working the way it's, I guess, supposed to be working. But I could not complain enough about how stupid this is for free air.
Yeah.
Like what, 3 minutes a year they're going to get some free air?
Well, no, we need them here. They are beneficial. It's just that, again, they haven't caught up with the right components to make economizers work. The biggest issue with economizers in our light commercial package units, right? We're not talking the super heavy industrial stuff, but in the light commercial stuff, you know, they still use sensors that are deteriorated by the air going across them. They still use economizer controls mounted in horrible locations that they're overheating by dust, all that crap. So we're not even giving them a chance. The biggest failure I see with economizers in my region is just that the controllers and the actuators are just rotted out from corrosion. That's the biggest issue that I see with economizers. If they put some higher end sensors, some higher end components, condition the control cabinets and things like that, like higher end units, the economizers would probably be a lot better. But to credit what Bill's saying, the whole Siemens Climatex eco crap is junk, dude. It is the stupidest economizer.
So stupid. So
I wonder why Ream went with Siemens and not like another trade.
Okay, so
you got it right, Tyler.
Yeah, the story that I heard was that a lot of these manufacturers are now like they want the economizer to have more than 2 stages, basically. And so this is what I heard. Again, if it wasn't you, Bill, then maybe it was Rick. I think Rick might have told me this.
Rick.
Basically the Honeywell Jade didn't have enough staging for what these manufacturers are doing with their equipment now, which leads to another problem that Bill had on his stupid unit that he was installing, how it staged the VFD. Which doesn't make any sense, dude. Go into that. So
in this Ream unit, in normal call for just a fan call, and also in Y1, the VFD stays at 37.5 hertz. And the only time it goes up to 60 hertz is in stage 2 cooling. Now, this particular unit only has one compressor. Obviously, your economizer is stage 1. So it'll get the call for fan, kicks in 37.5 hertz, almost half speed. Then it gets the call for Y1, opens the economizer, again, half speed. Now, eventually off of Y1, it will kick on mechanical cooling if it doesn't hit that mixed air temperature set point. And then it's still at 37.5. Now, eventually, downstairs, if the building stays warm enough, it will call for Y2. Then and only then it kicks into 60 hertz. But like, I don't understand. I mean, I understand.
The way
I
that
just
that's
don't get it.
operating is like a typical 2-stage unit where it has 2 compressors, where you do need to speed up to 60 hertz to get, the estimated airflow, let's just say 400 or 500 CFM per ton across the blower, right? Or
if you had like an extra compressor.
Yeah, but so in theory, on a 2-stage 2 compressor unit, when you shed one of the compressors, you turn it off, then you can slow down the blower to still get your proper heat transfer, because then in theory, with just one compressor, you're actually moving the air across the evaporator too fast, right?
Yeah.
So, but
and that's what I
Bill's
think
is
is happening
operating
at 60.
with an economizer as the first stage. So economizer's 30 something hertz, and then it just doesn't make sense. It's just
it goes economizer, Y1, mechanical cooling, still 37. Eventually we hit Y2 because it's still warm in the building. Then it goes up to 60, still in mechanical cooling.
Yeah, I think that the whole thing just needs to be ripped out and reprogrammed. You could probably make that unit do what you want it to do, but I know that's not what the customers, because you were installing the customer's equipment. So it is what it is. So sometimes you got to deal with it.
Well, see, the funny thing is that customer, we got a service call because they have a fan sensor, a static pressure sensor in the ductwork, and they got a fan failure from it. And so we went out there, and that's sort of when we realized what the equipment does. Because at the time we're just like, well, this is what it does. We didn't realize it ramped up 60 hertz in Y2. It will satisfy that static pressure switch in the ductwork. But at regular fan, economizer, and the first stage of mechanical cooling, it won't. And then they get fan failures. And so we went out there and we're like, your equipment isn't doing what you expect it to do.
Yeah. That's what, just to confirm though too, that the mixer didn't fix your problem. You're still cutting out.
I told you there was something.
Just a question, Bill, too. How is the building anyways in general? Like, how is that? And like, what is, because I see Brett, his comment there. How's it reading, or how's it staging these things? By the supply air? What's it like? How's it reading?
This is a cheap ass ream unit or something. It's not doing anything fancy. It's just dumb.
No, it's not.
See, that humidity sensor is kind of neat though, if you think about it, because the humidity was probably low that day. I'm assuming that's why it was wide. I know it was glitching, but it was wide open.
It was. I mean, it was raining.
Okay, so let me pop this video up real quick.
Should have been.
Oh wait, I gotta pull this up here.
I see what they're trying to do with the humidity, enthalpy.
But like Brett said, to make sure the air pressure switch makes at the lowest frequency. That's what I told them they needed to do, because it'll make at the highest. I'm like, you just need to adjust it so it makes it at the lowest, because you have a different piece of equipment now. You bought a stupid VFD ream thing. Jerks.
I'm trying to find this video. I don't think I can get this video to play right now. So what is the Wi-Fi password? Just Google Siemens Climactic. I think it's 1BT. I think. Send me an email and I can send you the article. But the interesting thing is when you plug the Wi-Fi stick in, this is just the stupidity of their thing. When you plug the Wi-Fi stick in, it immediately asks you for a password, right? So you got to read the literature that isn't in the Wi-Fi stick. You got to Google it. Then you find the password. You enter that password, and then it immediately tells you to reset it.
Yep.
And then you reset the password and you set it to whatever you need to do. But now you got to remember that. So
you have to write it down somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I have a password manager. So once I reset it, then I use my password manager to fill it, and then it's done. But it's still just dumb. Yeah. The VFD outsmarted him. Yeah.
I mean, it did.
I wouldn't even blame the VFD. I don't think there's anything wrong with the VFD. It's just the way that it's programmed, and it's just programmed really dumb.
It did come with some homework, and I mean, I read it to the best of my ability. But dude, reading a manual on VFDs, like I got downloaded an 800-page manual for that VFD because I was going to, because the customer asked me if I could just reprogram it to run 60 hertz all the time. and I read through I didn't read through it, but I skimmed through the parts that were most important. I couldn't make any heads or tails of actually how to reprogram it to run 60 hertz with a normal fan call, this fan call, that fan call, all the whatevers. But I did call tech support and I asked them, and he said, you can't do it. It's impossible. We program it here at the factory. If you do attempt to do it, you void the warranty because it's running outside of the parameters that they made it for. So
you guys remember? I think I talked about it. I know I probably shared it with you guys, but I did like a little short clip on a train. I called the train spaceship unit, and it was having a drive failure. The compressor kept turning off on overheat. It was a VFD compressor, a variable speed compressor. Anyways, I told the customer that because I was really unsure when I talked to the train tech support, it was leaning towards the drive was bad. The actual drive for the compressor, and it's a refrigerant cooled drive, so it wasn't just like a fan going across it or something. But I was just not feeling comfortable diagnosing that, and I knew this could lead big, so I told them to call Train, and they actually had Train come out. And
you were thinking it was the drive, but that drive is like 10 grand.
It would have been a $10,000 job in the end, and I'm pretty sure it was more than that because Train came out, changed the drive, the compressor, and something else. They just kind of threw the parts cannon at it. But on the down low, well, whatever. Anyways, I talked to some people.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Ryan.
Yeah.
Speaking of VFDs, I just found this because I'm having a trouble on VFD on this
ABB
HRV. Yeah, I get a stupid phase loss control, but I did a couple. Like I was ohming some stuff out, checking power. Then eventually I took off the load off the motor to see what happened there long enough. Nothing happened. It was good. Put it back on. It was running. And a couple of days later, I get the same fault again. So
yeah,
trying to see what what's up with this thing. Got to go back there Monday. I don't know why.
We can't hear you, Adam.
What's going on with that big fancy house that you were working on?
Oh, I went there last weekend. I did a lot of video. I plan on going this weekend just for a couple hours because I got to change the inline fan for the pool area, but also want to go up in the attic and check with the infrared. I have a nice E54. I think it's E54 FLIR infrared I got.
Yeah.
So it's nice. I think didn't you use one, Chris? A nice one? It seems like
I have a few different ones. Oh, okay. I have the HIC Micro M30, I think, or something. I don't know. It was pretty.
Anyways, I pressurized all the rooms. I did a little short that I posted in overtime there. Two of the trouble areas that the homeowner said was true. One was both of them actually way too positive. So it was pretty neat. And it calls, like I said, the drawings did call for returns in those areas as well, and they were not put in. And this is a multi-million-dollar home, so it's pretty cool. And yeah. Before I forget, those sensors for those carrier thermostats, guys. Where can I find one? A remote friggin' sensor. I need a remote sensor for this friggin' carrier thermostat.
Oh, dude, that's so funny because I literally am scrolling through the private chat right now, and I just came across that picture.
Chris just threw out a sensor.
Nice.
He had one.
Oh yeah, that's right, I did.
Before I forget,
I didn't have one,
it's funny you said sorry, Bill. Before
you're good.
Brett says, Joe, I would compare Maggie reading off the one that's failing versus maybe another rooftop. Guess what? It's a big HRV. So I got one right next to me, which is helping me. I do got one right next to me on the fresh air side. I'm on the exhaust side, I believe. So thank God I do got one right beside me that's working. So I am making it out. So far, all the readings from positive back to negative reference, they seem good. So I don't know. I disconnected the load on the motor. Took the load off. It seemed good as well. Power is good. I don't know. I gotta go back there and see what's.
I'm scrolling through the images and videos from our private chat, and I just came across that would have got us in trouble.
What one is it? Show it.
Where all the people were down in the water.
Any use, Brett, in this thing? I'm gonna start looking at it, see if I see anything in here.
See, we could at least go through the pictures.
Here, I'll screw it. I'll show it. This one made me laugh. Just you have to understand the context. Like this just popped up out of nowhere.
I don't think this will. This is just about wiring it in.
What's this?
Fucking Bill shared that one.
Is it? No, that was me. I shared it. I shared it.
Oh, that was Joe.
Because Yamo says something, so I put that
I'm not
in
the
there.
racist.
Yeah, that's right. That's Joe.
Oh my god,
Exactly.
no. I am not.
Yeah,
So
it's like total roulette in here.
I had a sort of like a building issue that I was hoping Adam could have helped me with this week, but
What was it?
he ghosted me this week, so he couldn't help me at all.
I was slammed. All right, I got stuff going on. I'm making moves.
I ended up calling HVAC chicks tech support line,
What
and
was
they
the problem again? Why don't we talk?
they
You
got
did
me all
not.
squared. I just squared it.
What was it?
So I got this 3-story building. It's a library, and they have, I believe they have 3 air handlers, chilled water, 3 air handlers, but like each air handler goes vertical as far as like the control. Like I originally thought 1 air handler per floor, so that would make sense. So like air handler number 1, which is the one I was looking at, goes straight up and controls like, we'll say, the middle section of the building, right? Then 2 is the far right section all the way up to the 3rd floor, and so on and so forth. So in this problem that I'm going to be describing for air handler number 1 is essentially the problem they have at all the other air handlers as well. It's just I got kind of tossed into this one. They have 34 VAVs throughout the building. And I was called there because 32 had a low CFM alarm. And like they just got new controls, upgraded all the controls, actuators, went from pneumatics to actual actuators and all that stuff. And so I went out there, and this VFD or this VAV was only reading like 18 CFM, but I mean it was running full blast. It was 100% running. Is running its tits off, but it's only reading 18 CFM. So like that's when I was trying to verify CFM, but I only had my manometer. I didn't have anything to traverse the duct. I didn't even know the calculation to do all the math to do any of that shit. So that's when I was trying to reach out to my NCI buddy, Adam.
You said when I read the message later, you're like, I found another NCI test and balance guy that I was talking to.
Yeah, so, actually, the other guy that was there, some NCI classes, and they got certified in a bunch of like this air balance shit. He doesn't remember most of it, he said, but he called his instructor guy, I guess, and was asking him
to remember it.
He's like, I don't remember the class, but hey, I'm your guy.
None of it. I don't remember.
But I got the card.
But so what they have going on here is these VAVs. I don't know. I assume everybody here knows what VAVs are. Just variable air frequency or variable air volume. So they have the inlet, the round duct coming from the chilled water from the air handler, the building supplied air, and then over here they have a square opening, and that's where it gets its what would you call it? Supplemental air. I don't know. I'm sure it has an actual name for it. You know what I'm talking about?
No,
because you guys seem confused.
Yeah,
you guys seen a VAV?
I don't know much about VAVs.
No, I don't.
I have a general.
I'm like a resident.
You know how it's got the round duct right there?
No.
Nope.
You guys, you know what a VAV is?
Yeah, it's got like a fan. It's just
it's got a fan,
right?
And in order to vary the air volume, you can't just have one inlet. You have to have another inlet to ramp up and ramp down. So you have your inlet, which is the round one, and then over here you have a square one, which is just open to your return or the ceiling in most cases.
Right.
And you usually got a cheap little shitty filter on there. So the inlet air isn't, this is what I think is going on. The inlet air coming from the air handler isn't moving fast enough to feed the motor, to feed the blower, right? So instead, even though my damper on this VAV is 100% open, it can't feed enough air. So instead, it's sucking in ceiling air. It's sucking in more ceiling air than it is actual chilled air. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Thus making the delivered air temperature to the rooms much higher than it should be.
So what'd you do?
I haven't done nothing yet. I just walked around and confirmed all this shit. I'm like, yeah, bro, like, your shit's fucked up, bro. And we just like went around to each one, and I'm like, yeah, I just verified the dampers are opening, and each one of these VAVs has like the same exact problem, even though our air handler is.
I'll send you a link right
air
now.
handler is running its tits off. Like it's 55 hertz down at the air handler on the VFD. I mean, we could bump it up to 60, but I honestly don't think that's going to
do anything?
fix the problem. I mean, it's going to do something, but it's going to be
sized
negligible.
correctly. Like, how do you know was it ever working?
It's been there for 20 years. Like they said they didn't have any comfort issues until these new controls were installed. So whatever. Okay. But I mean,
can you close the other? Is there another VAV somewhere else?
Yeah, I mean, there's 33 of them in the building.
Can you close? If you close some of them, what happens? Will it be satisfied then?
Well, if we close one, then that area gets warm. But we did close a couple of them, and it didn't really like boost the CFMs. Because what I was thinking is like kind of along the same lines, Joe, is like if it's not balanced, if they're all at 100% open,
right?
Like you're not going to get enough pressure built up in some of these, like the ones on the first floor. If they're all 100% open, I'm kind of thinking like it's not going to allow enough pressure to deliver enough air up to the third floor. But the problem is we're having the same problem on the first floor.
Ding. Yeah.
Well, so when are you going to go back to solve that issue?
Probably never. I got no answers for him. I'm like, you probably need somebody to come in here and balance the building and test the supplies, verify the CFM.
Even a flow hood would be nice, just out of those.
Yeah, a flow hood, just to verify the CFM coming out of the duct.
Do they come out of like ceiling, or they come out floor registers?
Diffuser in the ceiling.
Do other areas?
But the thing the two things that I don't understand is, one, if our air handler is moving as much air as it's supposed to be, like I said, it's at 55 hertz, almost full tilt. Like, how are we not delivering enough air to these VAVs to feed them so they're not sucking in all that hot ceiling air? Because
take a look at this as well, because this is true. A lot of them do have these, and you can't see them. They're underneath the air handler and their bypasses. On the AV system, you sometimes will have a bypass duct to maintain main run, and there's pressure transducer that tries to maintain certain static pressure to compensate when the other units are in dam or whatever.
And then this way you dump excess air into like open spaces when you didn't need it and things like that. As far as I know, there's nothing like that. There's no dampers. There's no smoke dampers. It's one duct that goes into the wall downstairs straight up, and then over. Now, could there be something in there? Possibly.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as I know, there's nothing that we could damper. But I mean, if there was something in there, it would have to be partially closed now because we're not getting enough air coming out of it. But as far as the controls guys never found any actuators in the main damper or in the main
Did you
trunk.
go up there to see if I don't know if you went in the ceiling to see if it's actually.
Oh yeah. I know. I followed the trunk line all the way to the wall, looking for smoke dampers or some sort of damper that could have been closed. But yeah, there's nothing. So I'm like, I got no answers for you, bro. You know.
And like you said, maybe how about the other VAVs? Are they 100% open when this is happening?
Yeah.
Well,
a majority of them when this was happening, like not all of them, but I would say 70-75% of them were 100% open.
Guarantee this unit is not big enough to be 100% all VAVs. And
I mean,
satisfy certain areas.
It's not like they built this place yesterday. So I'm just assuming that it was sized properly when they built it.
So what controls did they change or add or adjust or what?
The only thing they changed is they went from pneumatic actuators and pneumatic controls to just, I don't know, regular normal controls and actuators.
Right, Susie. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't set up right because there's no way in hell all the 100% open will satisfy all the areas.
Oh, sweet.
The human banana shows up. TY Banana Man in the flesh, in the yellow flesh.
That is hilarious.
TY Banana Man. Before we address this breakdown you're having, do you have anything that would solve my problem? Any input? Like, so just so I know, you don't understand what I'm saying, right? VAV.
Like I just said, right? Well,
round duct.
VAV systems are not designed with diversity. The AHUs are never sized to run the entire system 100% open.
I mean, why wouldn't they be? Isn't
because
that
some
max
rooms
load?
are tiny. You don't need 100%. Yeah.
I mean, I get it though. I mean, you're not designing to run at the highest temperatures of all time. I mean, they're designed, but I mean, I'm talking like, again, I'm just throwing them. They might not have all been open. 70% of them, I think, were open when I was looking at the software. But like, even let's say let's say for real, 75% of them were 100% open. That doesn't seem like it's that crazy of a thing to ask when you're looking at a building that's
You're not gonna.
I mean, you got a building that's mostly made of glass. I assume like it's going to be needing some AC a lot of the times.
Yeah, but some areas might not need as much, and you're suffocating the other areas. 100%. Some areas are probably like 25% open and it's satisfied, and you're giving 100%.
And again, like that's where you need to have the building balanced.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
But also, I will say, because all these VAVs were going off on low CFM alarms, and I was like, well, because this is all new software. I'm like, who said these set points are what they need to be? Like each room has a different set point, like in as far as CFM delivers CFM to each room.
Right, yeah. Heat load. Yeah.
I'm like, who made that up?
Oh, and they did the heat load of the building. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
When they did the heat load of the building, each room or whatever.
Nobody did a heat load of the building. Nobody did a load calculation. Nobody did any of that shit. Nobody's balanced the place.
The controls were just set by someone that didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, I think they were just like, at best, I'll bet you they did. Well, this room's about yay big. We'll set the CFM here at whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they should have done a heat load calculation and figured out how many CFMs of conditioned air and pre-treated air you need to deliver to that room.
Right. Right.
So when'd you get that banana costume, Ty?
15 minutes ago.
15 minutes ago from Amazon.
No way. Did you really?
Yep, I got it just for Bill. I'm like, Bill.
Awesome.
That is amazing.
And
Has your wife seen it yet?
Like a serious conversation. You had to run and get my phone, and she was like, "What in the beep?"
You just like run by and it's like, is there a fucking banana running through my house?
It's bananas around here, I tell you.
You should put that on and like just go do a sexy dance for her.
I wasn't sure if it was the suit or I was just happy to see you.
Yeah.
Swing.
Oh,
Hey Ty, I wanted to ask you. I've been kind of watching what you're doing with that whole freaking semi delivery thing and all that. Why don't you talk about that a little bit? What's going on with that? What's your plan?
Yeah, so I've been looking for a walk-in box so I can put a bunch of refrigeration stuff in it and do some experiments and show what happens low ambient, show how heat pumps can actually work in the winter and all that cool stuff. And then I found this box and it was 4 hours away. And I convinced Perla, I'm like, hey, let's go pick up an old refrigerator because I've been collecting some old refrigerators. She's like, okay. I'm like, let's get this big trailer. She's like, uh-oh. So yeah, we drove up there, spent 3 hours with this old World War II crane and a super dangerous stuff loading it on the trailer, and then a 5-hour drive back. This thing is super heavy. It does not look that heavy, but man, I'm super excited to start doing experiments.
Cool.
That's awesome. So
what's the
works
overall
or
plan for it?
They said it works. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's a refrigerated box.
Yeah.
I can make anything else work.
yeah, nice.
Yeah, so I thought about putting some, like an ice machine condenser outside in it, so I can show any time of year, the pressure controls, low ambient pressure controls, and the bypass and all that. Yeah,
So
That's awesome.
are you gonna set it up as like a trainer?
yeah, just not like a trainer, just a lab for doing projects and experiments, and I can do psychometrics because it's sealed really well, so I can show what happens to the humidity when you cool and heat a room, or put a dehumidifier in and show how all the properties are going to change.
Or
so yeah,
I mean,
It's
once
pretty
you
cool.
like go full tilt over the edge, you can hang your banana skin suits in there and keep them fresh. That's gonna be what you should bank on. Since Joe left,
he didn't even see. He had his head
you
down.
didn't even see that. Pay attention, Joe.
What?
Show
I
my
was
God.
just watching you. I was hearing you.
Joe McGidden.
Oh, this works as actually free since Joe last. Where'd you get that from? Who's
Ike just sent it to me.
awesome?
Nice.
That's all. Oh man, if I see it, I think I don't know.
Hey,
I'll just
Ike,
cry.
do me a favor and hack Joe's garage, bro. Let me know where Joe lives. Dude, we never tried to figure. We should have sicked Ike on Joe. Ike, dude, you got to help.
No, don't even bother.
You
Get
give
roll
up pretty
home.
easily though.
Yeah. So back to this story.
See,
One
we
of
get
the
distracted by
bedrooms
Joe.
was I wrote them down. I was typing them. I have the drawings here. One of the bedrooms, and this is the bedroom. This was a 2-ton, and that's the one with having a high TSP. It was like running so high. It was like 500 per ton. 9.2 Pascal difference from
Is it pressure or deep pressure? Which
pressure?
So you have positive pressure in the room.
Positive pressure in the room.
So I don't think that's going to cause like it's not going to be too hot because of that.
No, you're right. You're right. Not gonna be too hot.
You know,
True.
but you are probably depressurizing other
The
areas of the
house.
yeah.
Hey, Joe, that picture apparently was from the Discord server, and that was shared in the Discord server. So they must be talking about you in the Discord server.
Oh my God, get rid of that
man.
crap.
I haven't been in there in so long. I need to go in there.
Discord server.
You should go join, Joe.
No.
Dude, I give Joe immunity. You can go in there.
Yes.
So
I
Ty,
need these microphone covers. What is this? Is this
are you doing like a permanent live stream show now? Like you?
Oh no, just
just
randomly when got some time or nobody else is doing nothing, and I just pop on occasionally and do some quirky little experiments.
Nice. I saw you and Cian Franco or Franco. What's his last name? How do you say it? Franco?
San Franco, I don't know. It's but you have to do the
Franco.
fingers.
Yeah.
Franco.
I have to do the fingers.
It's so much easier with another person because trying to do the stuff live and trying to think of all the questions and interactions and then
See, Ty, I'm the opposite though, because when I have Ty on, I have a hard time. Like when I have another guest on my show, I have a hard time because I'm so used to doing it by myself. So that's interesting how it's different like that.
You're unique, Chris. That's why you're phenomenal. You're awesome.
Not a phenomenon, dude.
Yeah,
You're
well, come on, it's true.
But I wear Chris's hat.
Right?
People say, "Hey, that guy was wearing one of Chris's hats."
Funny.
I'm like, I know him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Don't
funny.
let it get to his head.
No. Nope.
I know he hates the.
Hey, how's my audio sound? Still sound okay?
Yeah, it
Sounds
sounds
good.
great.
Put my microphone condom on this one.
Oh, gotcha. So now that's why I took those off, because those things are ridiculous.
I'm starting to get like spit built up on there.
Yeah, I take them off and I just go raw dog on the mic. So much better, my friend. Much
I was
better.
wondering
Yeah.
why you put it off there.
This week was rough over here. Like I just had like installs and stuff. So we did an ice machine job yesterday. Those
I
days
thought
are
it was
long.
today.
No, ice machine job was yesterday.
Oh, did you get it all done in one day?
Yeah. Yeah, we do it
Pretty
all.
fucking good.
I
You know
take that
what?
back. I did send a guy back out there today because I started second guessing. I didn't seal up the penetration on the roof enough. So I sent him back there today just to seal up that penetration, just to make me feel better about the job. So, yep. Yeah. Okay. Great.
That's hilarious.
That's funny.
I wouldn't let Ryan touch me either without a HVACR videos hat on.
So I just ordered 50 HVACR videos hats.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
50?
save some bitches for the rest of us.
Am I wrong? How many did I order?
Yeah, you need to add a few more to that number.
How many
How
did
many?
you send?
I don't know. I told you. I don't remember the number.
75?
I told you. I said, dude, this is what I have. Do you want all this? And you were like, yeah, sure. So I was like, all right, cool. I sent it.
I was in like a manic mode when I said,
What do you?
And
What are you doing with all this?
$15 each, right? So $15 each, and I sent about 80. So we should be good, right? Plus shipping.
yeah.
But what was your plan with this, Adam? Like you're gonna randomly hand him out?
No, he can't talk about it.
can't
It's a
talk-
secret.
yeah.
No, but yeah,
No,
I
he
did
can't.
send Adam a bunch of merch that he's going to use for a project. So,
Oh, I know what it is.
yep.
I'm
missed
pretty
it,
sure we talked about it in the chat, but it wasn't cool enough for me to remember, I guess.
So
It's been kind of quiet lately.
what's going on with the new job, Ty?
Oh, it's been good. You know, I'm really spending my money wisely. Now that
It
we have some.
shows.
Yeah.
It shows.
Just pulled a Chris.
Hold on, wait. Let me go get my fun money. Where's it
Yeah.
at?
Right.
Yeah, Chris buys fake money with his real money.
That's looking at your
That's
money.
100% a true story. He buys stacks
cool.
of fake money.
That is
Yeah.
funny.
It's a little different because like I'm a very digital visual person, and I work with some really incredibly smart people, but a lot of them are like more like text based and spelling and grammar, and you know, so like I'm having to make a few little adjustments, and then like
Real
I'm
bunch
like,
of
hey, let me
nerds,
just do a
huh?
video instead of like, you know, doing all this make word stuff. Let's make a video and we'll talk about it. So
Make it interesting. Yeah.
yeah, well, my viewpoints. So yeah. No, it's been good. I've learned a lot. There's so many smart people there, and I'm like, man, feed me information. So
Yeah.
I've learned a lot.
That's cool.
So are you going around doing trainings, or like what's your job description?
See, a technical content developer. Let's see. They had me do some writing stuff, and I'm like, hey guys, like I'm good at a lot of things, but writing is really not one of them. And like, okay, yeah, no problem. We'll have you do these other things. So I'm like, okay, but I do want to be very serious about things, you know. So I made that clear.
Oh yeah, we can clearly see that right now.
So I take it the banana suit comes off at the 9 to 5.
Well, hey, we'll talk about that after the show there, Bill. You come right after that, man. That was fast.
I so want a banana costume now.
Oh,
Is that a full banana suit? Like you got it all the way down?
Oh yeah.
That thing is
Amazing.
What
I
is
can see him,
that?
dude. At AHR, Ty's gonna be running around in a banana suit.
TI Banana Man.
I mean, it
That
looks
was
like
awesome.
it's built for summertime too. Like that's gonna be legit.
I have air conditioning in here, so like I don't even care now. Before last year, no way.
No way.
Hot as hell. But now, yeah, this is cool.
That's
Sweet. What are you using? A mini split? No.
Yeah, I'm using a mini split. It's some off-brand. I put tape over the name because I didn't want to promote it to anybody because like
Yeah.
it was super cheap. My
Mr.
surge
Cool.
protector cost more than the unit.
Wow.
So like the Heart brand mini split.
It's not even like I've heard of Heart before. I've never even heard of this one. You Google it and nothing shows up. Like on Amazon, they really
probably all made by Midea though, right? It's all the same.
probably. It's probably the same thing. One thing that's interesting is the copper lines are a different size, so you can't flare them. So I had to actually braze on some Mueller copper so I could flare it.
Oh,
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's different.
Right.
Well, fun
right.
fact: if you're working on a customer's cheap unit, because at first I thought it was my fancy swaging tool or flaring tool, and then I tried every one I had, and then none of them worked. I was like, maybe it's the copper. So yeah.
Wow.
I would not know that. I'll go nuts. What the fuck is going on here? Why is it fitting?
Yeah. Some sort of
Awesome.
weird metric. Yeah,
Cool.
Bill's finding all my audio.
Pushing buttons. You need to put funny audio clips.
If I knew how, I would. What's this one do? Can you guys hear something?
Yeah, that's like some of my old intro music, dude.
Is it all intro music?
Yeah. That's
Sound-
my dog barking.
That's
That's
scary.
dude. I was wondering why I'm hearing someone's dog bark in the background, and I realized you were pushing
was
the damn
dogs.
sound pad. That was my dogs.
I'm
Are you
sure you're
serious?
It's on my
mashing
sound
buttons.
pad, dude. Yeah.
Dude, that was so annoying. Oh my god. I was like, whose dogs are barking?
Oh,
man?
my dogs were barking earlier.
Yeah, they were.
Sorry.
I knew it. Oh my god.
Interesting.
Anyways, back to the sensor before we get off, guys. Where can I get one?
The what?
Did you Google it, Joe?
Do you
I
have
tried,
a carrier
but-
distributor? You need a carrier distributor, dude. Or you can go to
Oh, so I gotta go to carrier
supplyhouse.com. They
distributor,
probably
okay.
do they have it? No, they won't have a carrier one. One of those online
Mhm.
places has carrier crap.
Joe,
Yes.
is it one of these? And my son's up there playing tuba.
The tuba?
Is that what that is?
Is it one of these?
I don't know. How do you know what
How do you not know?
it looked like? I never had one. I never did one before.
How are you going to
It's
order one if you
Infinity
don't know what it
system, isn't
is?
it, Joe?
Right. I know the Courier thermostat. I don't know.
Jigs.
Joe, isn't it an Infinity system?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's the
Right.
Infinity sensor. It's the zone sensor for Infinity.
Yeah. That's the black thermostat.
Infinity
Courier,
Wars.
Whatever.
I think the black is the B, the Infinity B stat, I think, if I remember right.
Infinity remote.
And beyond.
Beyond.
Oh, did you hear they're making another one of those Toy Story movies?
Oh
It's
my
like a
god,
whole
are
different
they?
plot line. It's
No.
going a different direction. It's not even about Andy anymore.
See, those toys are like fucking antiques now.
Yeah.
Just Google it, Joe. How do I unsure
Yeah.
it?
All right.
Figure it out.
They don't have
I just wanna
Google
make
in
sure it's
Canada.
compatible, but okay. I'll do it.
All right. So what's everybody? Anybody got anything cool going on this weekend?
Grocery shopping.
Yeah.
That's
What
it.
about you, Ty? Anything?
Yeah, I got a few little quirky things I'm working on this weekend.
You gonna cut the buck cheeks out of that banana suit and run around? That'd be cool.
Bear hole.
Go run around in front of the baboon enclosure.
Oh yeah, go to the zoo and make fun of monkeys and
do a video
Like,
running
my
in the
cheeks are
freaking
red,
zoo.
mine are white.
Imagine that. I wonder what they
man.
would do actually running through the zoo, just going for it.
You
That
gotta
would
throw
make a good live.
you gotta throw a poop first and show dominance.
Yeah, that's the gorilla cage.
What do you call a banana out of a banana? That's another good.
You should totally wear that to the grocery store and go buy bananas or something.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Do it.
Excuse me, sir, where are your bananas? And then run over there and like, free my brothers.
Yes, yes. No more bananas.
Brothers.
No more bananas.
That would be a great way. My wife would never take me shopping again. That's a great idea.
That actually would be really smart
You
because
You can't cage us all.
Where are the leaks? Where are the leaks?
See, we come up with good ideas on this show.
All right.
I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, she's on the show. Oh no, I'm busted.
Yeah, there you go.
ICP equivalent of that sensor, Joe. Writing that down, Joe?
So Ty, I've been noticing some of your responses or stitches or whatever you call those. Those things have been getting pretty funny, man. You've been getting pretty. Sometimes you let the passive aggressive nature come out a little bit in some of those. It's pretty funny, man.
Sometimes I delete replies the next day. I'm like,
Yeah, well, I catch them when you do them because I laugh at some of these things Ty does. I'm like, good gosh. And you know the funny thing is Ty is totally like passive aggressive. He's but he's given facts at the same time,
Right.
so it's hilarious and it's funny. And it's
I just read one the other day where Ty, you were like the guy. He was like criticizing you or whatever, and you're like, "Oh, did I hurt your feelings, big guy? I'm sorry."
Oh, man.
oh
Wow.
But I also noticed too. We were talking about it earlier. Tim DeStasio's doing those stitches too, and those are freaking hilarious. Some of the ones that he's doing too, and I'm like, oh. At first, I was like, oh no, don't do that. But then I'm like, no, these are pretty funny. So
yeah, they're pretty good.
they are.
I have now seen all things a bearded
banana. There you go. My bearded
I
banana
mean,
friend.
I feel like this is up there with that time that we interviewed Nathan Orr
Nathan in the bathtub.
From his bathtub.
There you go.
Like this is right.
Maybe to put the icing on the cake, Ty can go to Nathan's, and Nathan can be in the bathtub, and Ty's just chilling next to him. There we go.
I feel like Nathan and I would get in trouble if we lived too close together. We'd
100% you would.
Probably.
I think anybody would if they lived too close to Nathan.
The funny thing is, like, if you're like one-on-one with Nathan, he's very chill.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like, you would never guess that
he's brilliantly smart. Like people see the funny side, but he's incredibly smart. Like sometimes he says stuff. I'm like, hey, you have to explain that to me because I don't understand.
Yeah.
So
no, but he is just as funny at the same time in person though. Like in person, he is hilarious, dude. Just absolutely. It's cool, dude. But yeah, same thing. Like I could sit there and have a conversation with him, and it's like seriously talking about family and our kids and all this stuff, and then he could just out of nowhere just say like a freaking the funniest thing, Yep. 100%.
And we still got to hear the goat story. I still haven't heard the end of that.
Yeah.
No, I thought we covered that on the last.
Did we?
No, I don't think.
We did.
Did we?
99% sure we did.
Because I don't think he wanted to tell it. I think he was like.
I mean, we had a whole that was the whole point of that episode.
But did
we had a goat on the thumbnail.
I think he did. Yeah.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
I'll go back and find it.
Yeah.
Just look for the thumbnail with the goat.
We don't describe anything that we talk about. It's just by numbers, so it's terrible.
I was looking at the descriptions too when you go in there, and I'm like, it says Twitter, and then it's blank, and then it says this, and there's nothing there. Like it's just.
We need new people to help us.
We need a team. We need a team.
We need a producer. We need somebody with motivation. With somebody with a vision.
Yeah.
I had a vision, and then I gave up.
You gave up? What was your vision?
Within 24 hours, you had a vision and gave up.
Listen, you guys took advantage of me for long enough.
Wow.
I mean, I was talking about like, hey, let's get segments on the show. Let's have a reader's corner, a Facebook post thing. We'll do this, we'll do that. We'll have scripts and we'll have talking points. We'll research. Like, when we have guests come on, we'll actually figure out what the guest does, and we'll have questions based on their level of experience. Fucking nothing. You guys don't want to do
Some
nothing.
of this stuff is awesome. Before we even knew Ed Janowak and I invited him on the show, I gave him 0 details. Do you remember when that happened?
Oh my
Vaguely.
god, dude.
That was like super early on in the show.
Almost ended us. Like
No.
seriously.
That was not. That was Alex Meany.
Oh, was that?
Yeah.
That was Alex.
When
That's
Ed
right.
came
I see
on.
where you got confused there.
Yeah.
That's right.
What I just randomly emailed Ed. I'm like, hey, do you want to come on a show? And he's like, yeah, sure. And he comes on and he shows up and he's missing a tooth. He's
That's
like,
right.
I knocked
do
out my
remember that.
tooth. I thought this was going to be an audio show.
Oh my god.
That is right.
So Ed was on the show with like one of his front teeth missing the entire time.
That's hilarious.
Oh
You
yeah.
gotta get Tim on the show. Tim DeSanto, whatever.
DeSanto, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
we should.
Yeah,
we could watch videos on our show and do that live.
Oh, we could. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, with him on there too, huh?
I think that's a great idea.
Bill, our VAV supply fan was overridden, ramped to 100%, blew off a bunch of flex ducts from main trunk to VAV boxes, had to search the whole floor and reattach the flex duct to VAVs, solved our problem. That's a good point. You got that thing at 60 hertz, just killing it, ramping it to how many CFM you like adjusted it to? Like 6, like how much? I wonder how much CFM you have it adjusted to. The whole.
What do you mean?
Lower.
Like CFM where
Yeah.
at though?
The unit, the air handler.
Well,
One
each
thing.
VAV is measuring the CFM before it enters the motor.
Right.
So that's the only data point that I have on the VAVs, besides like supply temp.
How
But
does it measure the CFM?
it's got a high and low pressure thing. You know, like it's like a big long tube, and they stick it in through the round duct, and they have 2 pitot tubes coming off of it that go to a pressure transducer.
Or something. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm guessing they do that kind of like you would traverse the duct, but they're only taking it from one location. But the way the tube looks, it looks like there's multiple like slots on there that they would measure it from and probably calculate an average. I don't know. That's a control guy's question. But
They
like
know
each
exactly the size of the opening, and then they have the multiple tubes because it gives more of a balanced number. And they've already tested it to know how off it would be at that point. So then they just do the calculations, and that's where they're able to measure the airflow. I have one out in the C container.
So it's like,
Exactly.
is it kind of like the True Flow? It's measuring the pressure on each side, and it knows you understand what the flow is. What's the pressure drop through a certain size something like a duct, whatever. Is that kind of, or is it doing like velocity, pressure, static, like what? I don't know.
I'm sure that they're calculating a lot of that because if it's just a pressure transducer, you know, they can get all that at, right? They can extrapolate it all.
I'm pretty sure it's only reading pressure. Like it's only got 2 pitot tubes going to it. So
you were making me want to learn about VAVs, even though I have 0 experience in commercial. But yeah, now I want to learn more about them.
I mean, I want to learn more about them.
You should.
When I have
Like
time.
Michael said, it's a known hole size.
That's what she said.
It's a known hole
Said the
size.
man in the banana suit.
I don't think there is he's saying like 70%, is like 100% full, and are they showing the automation full, right, Bill? Like the fucking flap is 100%.
Yeah, and I verified a couple of them, by verifying the damper.
Yeah.
There's no reason why all rooms should be the same, 100% full like that.
Well, like I said, some of them were 40, some were 50, but I mean, generally speaking, I would say 70-75% of them were full open because it was warm that day, and a lot of the spaces weren't meeting temperature, and they're not meeting temperature because they're not delivering the right amount of air.
I understand that, but 100% those rooms don't have to be full bore. Sometimes that's my point. This could be 100%. You know what I mean?
But
Did you make
I
a
don't
deal?
know, like what controls that? What tells the damper to open and close?
Well, it's all like you said. It's all balanced.
I thought it was just, like temperature.
Someone practicing the oboe in the background. What?
Oh yeah, the temperature there is stats in the room, right, Bill?
Yeah. But is that what actually tells it to fully open, or I don't know enough about it, I suppose.
It's not working, Joe.
my concert over
Man.
You're using it right now?
Trying to.
Is it on?
There
There
you
it
go.
is.
Adam,
Yeah, make it move.
Adam has been on a spending spree lately. So,
Oh, fucking technology.
This is business expenses.
oh yeah,
Ding.
I have those business expenses too.
Yeah.
Trust me, that's the unregistered credit card that Jill doesn't care about.
So was the banana suit.
100%.
Right on.
Exactly. I have
On an
I still
HVAC
have
show?
green screen
Right
suit on. I still have that green screen suit.
So it
thrown
is
back
in the
corner over
controller.
there.
Bill is saying, yeah, there's from the thermostat control. I'm assuming. Bill, you have usually max cool, min cool, max heat, min heat program into the controller.
So what does that mean? Max cool, min cool. Does that mean we go full open, not full open, halfway open? Yeah, see, Alan Anonymous says VAV opens based on difference from set point, which
Set point, yeah,
kind of what I was thinking.
degree difference, yeah.
Which would be why most of them are calling for 100% because they're not at temperature. They're 2-3 degrees above set point temperature. And I don't know how long they've been above set point.
It's actually like a controller then, where it's like it's talking. It's like data, right? Because it needs to know how far of a differential there is between.
Well, I think it's a little bit simpler than that. I think the wall stat, the digital stat says, hey, we're 73 degrees in here. My set point's 70. It sends that back to the controller, and the controller's like, well, you got it, bitch. Fucking 100%.
Right.
And it goes all the way open.
Did he mess with my garage door again?
So your kid?
No, like
Did. I hope he did. Tell the story, dude. This is hilarious.
Oh, can he hack into your garage door?
yeah, he like hacked my garage somehow.
No way.
Adam
That's
was
amazing.
complaining like that his garage door was doing some crazy shit or something like that.
Well, no, like my phone, it would tell me a message whenever I would come home from work, for whatever reason, it would say, okay, you're home from work or whatever. And then all of a sudden, like one day I got home and I shut the garage door, my phone popped up, or I opened the garage door or something. And it was like the moron's home or something, like it said something like
wow.
that. And I'm like, what the heck? And I didn't know what was going on. And I'm like, unless it was my wife, which that could have also been.
That
That's
could have been
why.
true too.
yeah.
Or I guess so. Like they're saying, yeah. So I guess it's sending like a 0 to 10 voltage reading back to the control, I guess, to modulate it. I'm assuming.
If that was your
Possibly.
wife, Adam, she's the best troll in the world because she's never like admitted to it.
She doesn't. I don't even think she has it on her phone. The app.
I wouldn't be able to like hold that in if I did something like that to my wife. I'd have to tell her.
Yeah,
I can't. That's even better if your wife did do it.
He's like, look, he gave some kind of binary code. This is probably the things for my garage.
Oh,
door.
for the
Mhm.
I thought it would be like 4 jump,
That's
backspace.
Is that how you like? What do you? I don't understand.
Bill, you know what you guys see
Think,
when you look at your automation system with the guy, you guys see how much CFM is delivering to that room, because how much
I can
supply.
tell, like
because-
each one of those, the inlet is like, for example, the one that I was working on. Well, I mean that one. I think the CFM little reader device was wrong because it was only saying 18 CFM. I know I had way more than that. Yeah, it was off.
No way.
I know I had way more than that, but all the other ones I looked at, like 530, 600, 200, 300, like it was all over the place. It was even the ones that were wide open, it was still all over the place. And I would have thought, like, for example, on the third floor where I was doing a lot of this, it goes 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 as it gets further away from the main trunk. Because it comes up from the bottom floor, hits a 90, and then it comes straight over across the whole space. And then that trunk line that goes across the space, it's got a little whatever you call it to feed each VAV. Right. So I was thinking the ones closest to the wall would have the most CFMs, right?
I'm not sure how this design is.
I mean, they're closer to the source of the air.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
I'm already lost.
Closer to the source would be less.
VAVs.
You need to make a video on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't make videos on stuff anymore.
Oh,
That's depressing.
Sometimes you will have a controller that has sensors and a pressure transducer on the board.
I thought that was your last company you got in trouble from.
But
Yeah,
let's spoil a little secret though. Bill does still interact with people on social media, and he does still interact with people on YouTube.
Yeah.
Truth.
He very much does.
In a big way.
In a
Changing
big way.
lives.
In a big picture way.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, Bill helps me with my comments, so you may or may not be talking to Bill.
Yeah, just so you know, Chris does not even answer.
He's not even. He doesn't even give 2 shits about anybody that watches videos.
So if you think Chris is answering you and you're asking advice,
No.
Bill's just making up answers.
So be
It's
careful.
me.
Bullshit.
It's me and some guy named Sanjay.
It is funny. I can tell you there is one way to know if it was Bill that made a comment or if it was me. And that's if it has a thumbs up and a heart. If it has a thumbs up and a heart, then
That's
it's from
you.
me.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Bill doesn't even give the hearts, eh? What a guy.
I do the hearts. I do the hearts.
Yeah,
I don't do the
If
thumbs
it has
up
both of
though.
those, It's me. If it only has one, that's Bill.
I don't do the thumbs up though.
Yep. All right. Well, let's wrap this up. I'm hungry. I want to go eat dinner.
Thanks, Ty.
True.
Yeah, it was awesome having you on, Ty.
Look good,
Sorry,
Ty.
I
That
didn't know.
suit looks
I don't know that
good.
much about ERVs. Yeah,
Bill, you need to give him a new name so that we has to get a new costume. So, see, he's not Bananaman anymore. He's something different. So,
TY butt cheek man. That's a good one.
Butt cheek man.
Look at that right now.
Yeah.
Ass man. That was a Howard Stern
yeah.
character, right?
No, that was
Oh,
Seinfeld.
no, that was Howie Mandel. No, that was Howie Mandel, wasn't it?
No, Seinfeld.
Who did the ass man? Was that Stern?
Here's his little. Look at that.
I don't know.
That's freaky.
Oh, the hands.
That is super creepy.
That is.
You know what?
I can't do that.
One of those would fit on something I got.
We know. We know.
I swear
We
I thought it was.
No.
Give me your little hand.
Here's some in the mail, Bill.
I don't know.
Give me your strong hand.
All right. Ass man was Howard Stern. Thank you. That was the first
I
thing.
don't know anything about Howard